drinking from a fountain, born of yesterday. Take me where the wild, wild lilies grow. When I didn't know, that's the way that it goes. Where the wild, wild lilies grow. Even though you roam, you can tell that you're home. Share the wild, wild lily soul in the undertow. I can follow the glow. Where the wild, wild lilies grow. Even though you roam, you can tell that you're home. Tell that you're home. I'm going in. More than just a tick, when I'm going in, I'ma make sure it's fucked up and you guys make a big page, but when I do big, I mean outrageous. Who you think is dealing with all face? I only go making things who you know, cause I'm the ace by the case. That's right, I said I'm going in. While you out running errands, I'm running this game on me in that top spot. Natural born winner, work hard, play harder, come and get it if you wanna, but yo, you better know. I'm going in. I'm going in.
And we're back for our second series of the day. This time around, we head out west, all the way over to Sion, as it's going to be Team WE going up against Invictus Gaming. That one's going to be fun. Literally just old rivals going at each other. And we're going to be taking a look at the WE fans. They've been having another tough split, but they're going to be heading straight towards playoff times, hopefully finding their way, clinching that playoff position. Going to be a difficult one, and if they can do it, they can upset Invictus Gaming. Boy, would that be a momentum bringer. Take a look at that one. You can see Mystic taking a look at an iPhone just there, just seeing if they can get it. Keeping themselves well enough hydrated and going over the plan. See Mystic, the team, just going over the game plan. I haven't seen Zero in so long, but you know he's been helping out the squad. Now getting ready with Pose, ready to take on the challenge of Invictus Gaming. That one's going to be hard. IG brought in their own fans, and you know they're going to be traveling with them no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's home court advantage for Team WE. I want to hear the chants. I want to hear them go, man. IG, watching the last series, seeing FPX lose that first place spot, knows that they have a little bit of going to catch up back. Hopefully that's not all for IG. That's a little bit too much. You don't want to eat all that before your series. Please stop it. Clement's with me here. How you doing, Clement?
I'm doing fine. That's just the passion from the fan base. You can see all the stickers on those items. That was actually given to them from fans.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully it's not the Team WE fans trying to fatten them up so they can go into the game.
Slaughter.
Yeah, just like,
that's nice.
Feeling a little tasty there. But we're back at it. I know we have a lot of big teams just being able to punch up for today. We already saw FPX versus TOP. Spoiler alert for a lot of people out there. TOP ends up picking up that series. They're not coming into today already as number one in the series. And you already see Invictus Gaming going up against WE and RNG later today going up against Snake. So let's talk about the series at hand. IG versus Team WE. El Clasico. I know historically that's been in favor of Team WE way in the past. But that's been changing a little bit.
Yeah, and recently, if you look at 2018, the matchup history between these two squads, probably in favor of Invictus Gaming. You have to go with that. These are the two squads that represented the LPL in Season 2. They're the squads that everyone's attached to. They're the squads that everyone know. We've watched them battle as I was growing up, actually.
Yep.
And now it's very much in favor of Invictus Gaming. It was 4-1 in 2018. However, we do have to know that things do change. And back in that time, even though we had the best AD carry of 2017 going up against the most hyped prospect AD carry of 2018, the matchup was Swain versus Vladimir.
Oh, no.
So we don't think they had a fair chance. But this time around, it's different. Marksmen are back.
This is why whenever it comes down to these hype matchups in the bottom lane, that split was just all of
so bad.
Riot developers were like, Heimerdinger. Just let's get it in there, and we're gone. But like, yeah, we're finally in, especially in the new patch, where AD carries are now allowed to go wild. That's fun to see. And I think for this one in particular, we get to really go deep into the patch.
Yes.
The Conquer items, and we get to see the crit items coming through. I say Conquer items, I mean the Conqueror rune pages. And I think the people who will be benefiting from Conqueror is the Shy and Ning on IG side. But you know the crit items are going to be helping out Mystic in particular. What are you looking out for?
I'm looking for the Shy Riven. Now, the Shy has not selected the Riven
He hasn't
anytime in Worlds. He could have gotten his skin on it if he actually just picked it in Game 3 versus Fnatic, and he hasn't shown it so far. But I hope this guy remembers his roots. He's seeing Best 16 pick it. He's seeing Jinu pick it.
Yeah.
And it's actually very, very good with the new Conquerors on Riven right now because you can proc it on skills and auto attacks as well. So a very quick succession of abilities with the Broken Wings and the Key Burst. You should be able to get full stacks onto the Conquerors and start utilizing that. We've been waiting a long time for it. I think this patch is the one where we finally see the Shy get back on Riven.
10% true damage. Turn that into healing later on when you're split pushing too. That's insane to see. And then we've already been seeing how like the Conquerors pick up from Ning as a jungler, so that's going to be fun to see him. But like just talk about like just looking at the AD carry picks here, where Mystic's been coming in. We always have him as our like a top 3 AD carry in the split. He always comes back and makes a point of it. You take my ADs away, I'm gonna come in with Orianna. But we're back on the AD carry meta. What pick do you think that he moves towards here?
I honestly want to see him back on the Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn is one of those picks that he historically has been super good on, and he's played it off meta quite often as well.
Yes.
Now with the crit items, he actually can do so. And to be honest, he's already been doing very, very good on the original crit 80 carries like Sivir. We saw him in a couple games ago. He was popping off really hard. Yeah. And it really does change the dynamic of WE. WE was a 35-minute team. They were the Elder Dragon team where they waited that long. But the reason they were waiting that long is they wanted that 3-item spike on Mystic. He can now join the fray much earlier with how the item changes have been linear for 80 carries rather than exponential. And this is the potential for the crit 80 carry to come back. We want to give you a preview. This was on patch 9.2, but he was already doing this type of stuff on the Sivir, and she's been finding a lot of success with that Essence Reaver, that extra crit damage onto the IE as well. And we want to see Mystic lead WE into a new era where 80 carries are in the fray early.
Front lines. That's what you like to see out of him when he gets the advantage. And you're right. I mean, Mystic is the person that you want to put resources in and then see him fly. And so in this series, when they went up against Snake, we got to see some Corki there for CA. He was able to come out as well, who's going to be benefiting quite a bit from the crit as well as he played on that Corki. But a lot of our sight is set on Mystic, who is damn consistent. You're right on the Caitlyn pick. When WE was a world competitor, brought the Caitlyn forward. A lot of teams want to play Caitlyn. They're like, Caitlyn doesn't do that much damage. He's like, she doesn't deal damage, but she has the range, the objective focus, tower on tower, and we are in a turret plating meta. So if we're just talking about the early game focus that we've had, I know the Griffin versus SKT series is people we're going to be looking towards, but the value for that one is you got to see if a team, in that case it was the Tristana with Teleport, just focuses on early turret plating damage, then you get so much early gold, and you could be able to take the specific matchup. And it's basic principles. But in this case, I think Mystic, if he looks back on what made him so successful at Worlds and semifinals, then that's something that maybe they'll be able to inch out at least a meta advantage here in the series.
Definitely. The truth is Mystic has always been more towards a crit 80 carry than he has been on hit.
Yeah.
Because he actually shied away from the Varus for a very, very long time. He still wanted to play the Tristanas and the Caitlyns even when they were off meta. And I think this time around the meta is coming back into Mystic's favor. He's going on to the picks that he's made a name for himself on, and it's also going to change the way W will play. That's the biggest thing I'm looking for. It no longer makes sense to wait for 35 minutes with these item changes. The 3-item boost is actually weaker than compared to before, but the first item boost is actually a lot stronger.
That may be true, and I think what's really good with the crit changes, and this is what's real fun, is that at that point it was like the 80 carry was meaningless until those third items, unless if their kit itself, like the Xayah, allowed for you to get to that point. Now it's like you can get to that point very easily and not be behind in the game. So like 3 items is great for AD carry still, but it's more reasonable to see them get to that stage without sacrificing their early games completely. So to that point, you look to Team WE as a team across the board. Their major carries are going to be able to get that lead individually. They're just that strong. It's the facilitators that need to be able to back them up. In this case, I think Beishan coming in for this team has been a major breath of fresh air. How do you think he matches up here against Ning?
Ooh, this is an interesting one. For Baesong, he's actually much better in terms of the ganking department. He actually ranks 55% in terms of securing the first blood. You know what that number is for Ning?
What is it?
Ning actually just plays a solo game, 9%.
Oh no!
So 91% of the times, they're not actually looking for those first bloods. You do expect Baesong to take the first strike.
Here it is, Team WE, Pose, Beishan, Xie, Mystic, and Missing. This is a team that they've been holding form. Actually, I know they came out with Magic initially, but the moment Beishan came in and started performing on the Olaf and Aatrox, they kept him in, and this is the team that you want to back up if you were in Xi'an.
Also, really like the Lee Sin from him as well. And for IG, boys, today you're going to get a treat. The Shy is going to be starting. Maybe he's going to go on the Riven. Maybe we're going to see a Kane from Ning.
Ah, there we go. The Shy, Ning, Rookie, Jackie Love, and Baolan. When Invictus Gaming are serious, they start this one off with the Shy.
Yeah, they definitely have to start a little bit better. Or, to be honest, IG have not been looking on form. Their previous series versus V5 was quite a fiesta, if I may say so.
Messy at best.
Even though it was a 2-0, it did rely on a quite ridiculous Baron throw coming in from V5. So IG, what I really want to see them shaping up into form is that early aggression. They haven't been able to get good starts in their games. Very, very low on the first blood rates. The lanes have been constantly dying, especially for Rookie and for the bot lane as well. They do need to fix that early game.
The early games, you were saying, is tough. You're going up against Team WE. First 15 to 20 minutes is pretty bloody for them. They are a team that looks to attack and get some kills. But they're going up against the King Kong of bloodiness. IG, across the board, doesn't matter what time frame it is, they want to fight.
Yes.
I remember like earlier on in the split, week 5, week 6, I checked the numbers and it was 1.05 in the bloodiness rating. That's just literally a kill a minute, my friend.
That's absolutely crazy. And we've seen in previous series, they will take fights that they have absolutely 0%. Like, they should not be taking.
They shouldn't pick them. They shouldn't win them.
V5 against V5.
Yep.
They went in and it was just very haphazardly, and it just doesn't seem like the coordination is there for this squad. To be honest, it's really closing out on the season, and we need to see Invictus Gaming in form. There's only 3 weeks left, 8, 9, and 10. If they don't actually get those games down, then we could see them starting very low from the bracket stage.
I just got an update on their bloodiness rating right now. 1.09. It's only got higher. It's only got higher, my friend. It's only higher. The next one is a complete drop up to 0.83. So that's Victory 5, funny enough, and that makes a lot of sense for the last series that we saw, which is constant fighting, Baron throws, and all of that in order. So for Invictus Gaming, they're going to be going into this one gun blazing unless if there's a drastic change in the way they play. I want to see that happen. Where do you want to see Ning take that bar? You think that they need to be able to buff up Rookie? I think Rookie is the type of player that you always play around, but you have options in the Shy, Jackie Love. That's always been the issue for a team with too many weapons, that they oftentimes, like you're Ning in this case, end up moving towards too many options and not making the best out of one.
But to be honest, if IG just avoid dying in their bot lane pre-10 minutes, I'm satisfied. I feel like that's a huge improvement. They've been averaging over 1 death a game in that category. So that's the key thing we want to see. We want to see Baolan and Jackie Love in shape and in communication with Ning. I think that's the best thing they want to do. But if you ask me what I think I'm going to see.
Yeah, tell me.
I think I'm going to see Ning either on Rek'Sai or on Kane and just trying to solo out Baesong. I think that fits his style very well. That's what he's been doing throughout the majority of the split so far. And frankly, it does actually work against Baesong's style. Baesong is very gank-oriented. You typically do find him in Xia's lane, trying to get a first blood there.
I'm telling you right now.
If you can stop him, that could be a win condition as well.
If Ning goes towards the Kane, he's trolling. But oh my God, give him the love. Look at this.
That's actually Baolan. Oh no, that's Ning too. That's the entire squad.
They're giving a lot of love in towards the team. But I want to go back to my point about Kane. I don't think the Kane will come out here. If you're going up against Beishang, who's likely going to be going towards Rek'Sai and Olaf, I think it's going to be a battle of who gets Rek'Sai and Olaf. Kane is just going to fall so far behind in terms of skirmishing power if he ever finds himself in that situation. So, makes a lot of sense. Looks like, oh, who is that? Is that literally the entire Invictus Gaming lineup? That was Pobelter's face too. They're just memeing these players. Wait a second. Why is Pobelter on that picture?
Now, why is Pobelter an IG? I'm pretty sure he didn't win a world championship.
All right, you're doing quite well on FlyQuest. Hopefully that's gonna fly him a little farther, closer. That being said, you can already see the coaches close up. You know what that means when the Doritos on the screen. Let's move on. Game 1 pick and ban between Invictus Gaming and Team WE.
First question I want to see is, do WE actually move towards a more early game focused strategy? You know, crit items, you get your IE, you get your Berserker Greaves, you're ready to join those dragon fights. So there's no reason for WE to play a very, very slow game plan. And it does look like they're picking up the pace if they lock that in.
Yep, locked in. LeBlanc already picked up here. Remember, just going straight through the bans have just flown by. It's Rek'Sai, Lucian, and Aatrox banned by Invictus Gaming. WE banned Jace, Zoe, and the Irelia. So WE, I mean, banning the Jace is incredibly strong here for how much they just flex that between both the Shy and Rookie. Invictus Gaming on red side has a considerable advantage of being able to get their solo laners ahead. WE picking up LeBlanc is a big toss of the gauntlet to say, what are you going to pick against me, Rookie?
Yeah, this is always a fun matchup between these two because they both have styles that can lean towards those assassins. Xie, one of the great LeBlanc players in the LPL for sure. He's known as Mr. Big Shot, always comes out with the big picks, and really good in finding his positions in team fights as well. Rookie not actually going to go for the Rise, which is more standard in terms of counter pick, and instead going to go for Lissandra, bringing a bit more stability to the team.
Yeah, stability of just being able to shove the wave. I'm not going to pay attention to what Xie is hovering. The Vayne, I do think, is a possibility. But just to talk about Invictus Gaming a little bit more, the fact that they have the Lissandra and Galio has the setup that they can require around team fights. Lissandra engage, Galio follow up. Invictus Gaming prioritizing that. WE catching that out and saying, okay, we'll have the Ash Arrow to be able to match you.
So IG, they could go in different directions right now. I think Jarvan's still a big pick they could do for the jungle just to get even more engaged. Kalista is the one that, you know, ticks all the boxes. It does win out on the lane early against Ashe, but later on, I think Ashe kind of equalizes out that lane just with her range advantage.
So going back towards the Kalista pick is a strong one for Invictus Gaming. I'm worried for Beishang. Beishang saw the Rek'Sai ban alongside Aatrox. Two of the bans focused towards him and said, yeah, throw more at me. Throw the Olaf ban at me. Throw the Jarvan ban. I could take him. What is he actually going to play here?
He wants to look for something catchy because...
Lee Sin?
At least it's a possibility because WE, you know, their full composition is based around globals and the enchanted crystal arrow just to catch people out of position.
Sounds like you're saying Nocturne to me.
We do have to remind everyone that Camille is not really playable anymore in patch 9.4. There's the biggest change in terms of the jungle pool for this patch is Camille is basically out of it. So
I will say though that both these top laners are great carry tops. We saw Jinnu pick up the Camille as a top laner, but as a jungler, super difficult since you cannot stun the camps.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were mentioning, right? Exactly what I want to hit on. So they are targeting it down. They are going to force the Lee Sin matchup, it does seem like.
I mean, the Kha'Zix has a ban. I think the Olaf is pretty good with WE's composition. Gotta wonder if that's something Ning wants to pick up for himself. They have the first pick of the litter at junglers, so Kane locked down. I didn't even want to see it from Ning to begin with, so that's fine by me. I think Invictus Gaming outright win the jungle pickoff. But there we go. Two of the jungles we just expected to see, Lee Sin and the Olaf. And we're gonna have to see how wow, that was a fast GP.
Yeah, they definitely know what they want to play with. So W, they have the early game potential of the LeBlanc versus Lee Sin. The double Lees are just probably the strongest mid-jungle duo you can get in terms of just raw killing power. And then they have the globals, and then they have the kite potential. So very well-rounded out composition from W. It can do multiple things. It can excel at all of them. While IG, I think they're a little bit more single-focused. With Ning, he still wants to go on his solo adventures. That's what he's saying with the Olaf.
Let me tell you how hard it is for WE to get a pick on Invictus Gaming. You got the Vladimir pool, you got the Olaf ultimate, you got the Lissandra ultimate, and then if Galio ever finds himself picked up, he can use his own ultimate, or he can rely on Kallista's ultimate. It does take resources to be able to get yourself out of there, so it's not get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
But IG can save each other at will.
I would say this. IG only do one thing, and they do one thing very well. That's
tell.
group up and just blow you up.
Oh, yeah.
And I think W don't actually have the front line to stand against any of that damage. So I do have to give this draft to IG. I feel like their win conditions is a lot clearer. It's easier to execute. And the raw power they're bringing forward with that engage should be able to win over the disengage coming from WE.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. We're talking about player skill. A lot of times you just favor the lapping rookie. You got to favor Invictus Gaming across the board. The Shy also feeling on good terms. If you go to WE, though, I want to focus on that Lee Sin. Because you complimented Beishang's Lee Sin. I said, I want to see Rek'Sai, I want to see Olaf. But you're saying Beishang's Lee Sin's good, too.
Yeah.
What do you see in that Lee Sin, that X factor coming into this composition?
He's had a lot of very good kicks. It really takes a good Lee Sin to be able to play engage with it, and he's shown that potential. He's also very good at coordinating with Xie. If you come on this team, he's the one lane you want to focus on.
Yeah.
And he's been finding a lot of first bloods against Xie's opponents. So I really like the synergy, I like the pick, and I like the fact that he's pairing it up with the Lee Sin, with a Lee Blanc, excuse me. So that's one of the strongest mid-game duos you can really find, and if they find any chance to move towards the bot lane, they should find easy kills.
All right, they're going to take that chance, and they're going to roll with it. We're in Xi'an. Game 1. Invictus Gaming are in the moon tonight as they go up against Team WE. The fandom there, 900 people strong. That auditorium can fit 1,000, but you know, it's even limiting the factors that they had there. So that's a huge, I think the largest venue in China that we have in the LPL.
Yeah, it's actually a national theater. Mystic, hello? Okay, this is
Leaving
probably
it,
just a
yes,
visual bug.
leaving it completely to the visual bug. Never trust the Summoner's Rift anymore. I trust nothing. I commentate this game, but the moment I see damage come down is when I trust people are actually in the position that they are. There we go. We have confirmation that Baolan is indeed there. He's still there, guys. All right, but that's going to be a blue buff. A little bit of contest from Misting. Misting's going to just layer down damage on either Ning or Baolan, just seeing. If it's on Ning, then of course it's going to be a little bit harder for him to stand up to a Beishang invade. At least they know where he's starting in his path. That means that he either goes topside for his red buff and perhaps Lee Sin meets him there. Taking a look at the rune pages, what do you see?
Pretty stock standard across the board. We are seeing the Conquerors from Ning, so he's not ganking. We were talking about this pre-game.
Yep.
Ning, the way he plays for solo kills. So he's not trying to gank anyone with the Predators, which is far more common. He's saying, you know what, I'm going to take what's basically a top lane Olaf build and bring it into the jungle, because that's how strong Conquerors is, and I'm going to solo out Lee Sin.
It's kind of crazy how long you can keep up the stacks to 8 seconds as a melee champion, that you can hold on to those stacks for having to reapply it again and have it, you know, just so it prevents it from resetting. Compared to just a ranged champion, 2 seconds. So pretty crazy. We'll have to see how beneficial it is later on in the game, but right now he's just burning through his camps. There it is, a ward early on, and they even throw a hawk shot. If the ward wasn't good enough, we still see you, buddy.
Yeah, that's a really good move by Ashe. That's one of the things that I love about Ashe, is just the utility and the ability to keep your lane safe throughout the early jungle clear. A great positioning on that. I actually see most of the hawk shots go a little bit further than that. You can actually tag on to the Krugs and the red at the same time. But they had a very good idea, so, you know, might as well just put it on Ning.
Always makes you second guess where you have to be on the map. He was looking for a possible invade, but at this point just going right back towards his Krugs. While Beishang has one thing in mind. Now that those 2 minions are making his life a little bit difficult. Can't go into the second bush, so he's just gonna get, you know, peace out, maybe go towards his wolf camp and start farming it back up.
I don't know how the Shy is doing it, but he's already off to a very good start. CS lead early on, and also the wave was actually in a quite favorable position to avoid the gank as well. So Well played.
This is why I always love the concept of a point of view stream or a situation where we can get eyes on how that lane goes, because, you know, Vladimir has range and people don't oftentimes think about the auto attack and how it really deals with the lane, but throw down a barrel, guess what? I've just taken away by auto attacking it first, so then how Pose plays out the lane is difficult. Speaking of difficulties, Jackie Love just took a lot of damage. That's hard.
Yeah. If you saw the first trade in lane, Jackie Love was going in with Hella Blades. He should win out that level 1 trade, but the way Mystic kited it was so beautiful to watch. He didn't even let Jackie Love land a single auto attack on him.
Beishang's well protected here. His bottom lane's shoving out bot, and LeBlanc is in a decent spot. So Ning is the person who shouldn't be in this area. I want people to know this. Ning has no purpose here.
He's Ning. He's going to go for it.
What are you doing here, Ning? What the hell are you doing here? I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna hurt you. What you thinking, son? What you thinking? Oh, he's bringing in his own boy. Baolan gets the taunt on him. Beishang takes a little bit of damage, while Baolan has to flash away. So guess what ends up happening? IG have to burn their own summoners because Ning stuck around in a position he had no purpose being there. What the hell was that?
Yeah, this is the problem with IG we're seeing quite consistently, is players being out of place and they never back down from fights.
They don't back down.
There's no reason for him to be there. You're absolutely correct there. Look at the warding position from Baesong. He was spotted a mile away. There's no priority in mid lane or bot lane. Ning says, you know what? I have Conquerors. I'll go in for the 1v2.
He was bluffing. He said, my cousins are coming. They're just down the street. But everyone has... we have surveillance cameras in all directions. We know there's no one there. So, yeah. Huffing and puffing for nothing. Ning loses out so much for that one, and it's WE getting a full control on the bot side of the map.
Well, let's see if IG can actually hold through that 10-minute mark. That's been the biggest test for them so far. Just not being able to avoid deaths whatsoever. Rookie has a very good drop on the Lee Sin.
How you doing?
Spots him out.
There's no camps here, so at this point, it's going to be them making the big wraparound. They didn't get sights on a Ning, so here comes the journey. Man Tracker on the Rift. People didn't watch that series. You're going to get a look replay. Completely blown him up. Beishang gets blasted at his camp.
And there the question marks come out, but probably just a little bit slow. That was actually very smart from IG's part. They saw where the Lee Sin was, saw the levels, they counted the camps. You know what? He's going to be around Krugs. He's going to try and set up for that blue handoff. Just ambush him there.
Look, Team WE is the team that's, forcing map packs down there. Hawkshot trying their best, early vision with, Post getting sights on him. They still couldn't see Ning. And Rookie just digging right deep in there. So really well played for Ning and Rookie to come right back onto the map. Be able to pick up that advantage there. Now it's going to be Beishang having to rethink his, where he's going to be on the map, taking up Krugs.
Now, I do want to, if they ever show a replay of that, it's very interesting to find out these things, how Rookie actually uses his teleport to get in position for that. He did expend one earlier on, just to make sure he did find that catch, but very worthwhile thing for Ning and his Conqueror playstyle to be able to snowball against the Lee Sin.
Now, the second question for me is the next part of that journey. Remember, Infernal Dragon is the one that's up right now, so this bottom lane skirmish is surprisingly relevant. You already see Beishang, exactly, and they have no vision on this one as well. Now they do. What are you doing down bot side, buddy? Oh, wait a minute, he's getting jumped. They saw him coming around. Now Beishang is going to feel the pain, and it's right next to Infernal Dragon. Oh my goodness, that was unfortunate.
That was a pretty weird cannon barrage, I have to say. Probably unnecessary for coming in from post.
I feel like loud noise scares people. That's probably the whole point of it.
You sound like you're like the Mongolian horde when they first march like westward. It's like, they've never heard firecrackers.
Get out of here. Sounds like guns.
But this is really amazing work from Ning. He's tracking Baesong so well, and missing really shouldn't be here.
There's a lot of people that shouldn't be here, but he just gets burned down. Missing is going to lose his... Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Gets rend. Mystic better watch himself, too, but he's standing his ground. Dodges out on Craggy Ice. Wait a second. Rookie's alone here. He's going to lose his life for this one. There's so many fights happening around the Infernal Dragon. Infernal Dragon feels kind of lonely. Usually a fight's happening because the Infernal Dragon's there, but it's just literally a party happening around the damn objective.
Welcome to Invictus Gaming. This is their games. I'm glad at least one lane's doing semi-decently.
Okay, so Ricky was in transition, had to escape, and there was just a lot of things happening here. Bounce House, hopefully, you know, buying some time, but at the same time, bot lane skirmish was in favor of Invictus Gaming, so too many things happening at the same time.
Really good find by Baesang there. If he did not stop Rookie at that point, I think Mystic would have died in there.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
You're right.
It was a very easy pickup for Rookie. And honestly, I felt like Rookie actually uses E in the Glacial Path in the wrong direction. If he went bot side, he would have been fine.
Certainly. Maybe even if Mystic came up to follow, he would have died there. So go towards your teammates, I suppose. Probably didn't have sight of CA looking to follow him. Either way, the one lane that we just don't look at. The Vladimir versus GP lane. We're going to have to count GP as some form of sustain since he has Grass in the Undying, so he's doing quite well here.
This is supposed to be a skill matchup between the two, but...
You're up against the Shy.
Yeah, the Shy's been averaging a plus 20 CS lead, has not dropped a single game where he's actually behind. And this is just another one of those.
It's kind of crazy what the Shy gives you as a team. Every single time Duke walks in, you're like, well, sure, he's a champion and everything. But the Shy literally just stomps lane no matter what.
After Chinese New Year, he's absolutely on fire. Like, if you tell any coach in League of Legends, hey, do you want a player that 100% wins lane? They will say, yes. We will be willing to throw mad amounts of money at this player. But whatever he does outside of the map, I don't care. Like, if he just wins his lane 100% of the time, that's so rare to get.
Gold, money, love, anything. I'll give it to him to just hopefully hold this mouse for 1 second. That being said, Scuttle Crab, gonna hold that L if you're Team WE, not gonna be able to pick up that. And this has been a major objective that's been on the map, and it's just been a standstill. A lot of fight around it, but Kallistaren's gonna do the job. No one has sight on this. Missing will be able to catch it, but they're not in position to be able to nail it down. It seems like Invictus Gaming are going straight back in. Baesang dead on the field. Mixing's gonna follow up. Actually, there goes Baolan, very quick to follow, but that's the support there. Ning already has a lot of damage, and I'm sorry, yeah, you need to get out of here.
He's going to be able to find his way out. But that's 3 kills going over to Invictus Gaming for nothing traded back. Actually, sorry, 1 kill was traded back onto Baolan. I do have to say, a little bit of a mistimed opportunities right there. Baesang went in after the Infernal Drake was down, was immediately killed due to Baolan already being in Fate's Call. He didn't have vision for that split second, and a little bit of unfortunate timing coming in from the Lee Sin.
Yeah, I think they were rushed. I mean, the moment they got vision of it, it was already over. You just have to commit to the fight itself, but run this one through me.
Yeah, so you see the vision right here. You know, Galio is actually just... He's still in that phase where he gets the taunt off. And it wasn't even actually the taunt. Lissandra just popped him instantly. And then you're seeing Mystic. He's standing there, nobody's in front of him, a very easy pickoff from IG. WE try to get a flank down going, but you can't really play a flank if you lose a member that early.
Lee Sin had a trinket. He certainly would have been able to W right back out of it, but he got taunted, CC locked, just got blown up. So, yeah, if he waited about 3 milliseconds in, he would have probably been fine. But you know how it is. Sometimes you just queue on top of a taunting Galio. Now, Team WE in the bottom side of the map are going to be doing just fine. They are behind about 10 CS. But that's, we're going to throw that one in away right now. Seems like the Shy is in kill range here. You can already see Olaf darting at topside. I think they have vision on him, so they had a control ward on Ning just moving straight top. So GP is going to get the hell out of there.
And the top side is just so strong with the Shy. He's getting a 450 gold bounty off of just laning. No jungle pressure whatsoever.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, just laning against the Shy is such a nightmare, and that was one of the big questions we wanted to ask. How does Pose actually match up against the top of the table in terms of top laners? We seem to have some good carry performances here and there, especially on the Urgot, but we didn't get a really good gauge on how he was in terms of the entire LPL. We wanted to have a feel for his ceiling.
Yep.
And we're seeing probably not on the same level as the Shy.
Not on the same level of the Shy. I think that's the easiest gambit you can make. As you get the little bit of a forward moonwalk there from Olaf, sending down Rift Herald. I don't think Shea can deal with it. He took a lot of damage from the Olaf there.
Oof. 320 going straight onto the Lissandra.
That's the beauty of Rift Herald in the new meta, where by new meta I mean turret plating. Easily able to net down 320 gold consistently. So that's a benefit now. It's never just wasted. You see it back in the old patches where it's like, throw it into a tower, but you get nothing. Instant criticism onto that team. Why did you use it in such a way? Now is never a wrong answer. This is a wrong answer, though. Battleline definitely needs some help. Oh, no! Well, I think Kalista might be, yeah, there we go. Needs to flash out of there. Still has heal, but that's so much pressure lost bottom lane now.
That was so well played by Mystic. If you've seen the laning phase, is Pose actually going to die here?
He might die. There's Ning already there. He was already moving top side regardless. Threw down the Rip Herald mid lane and went right back top to get the kill.
And this is what you can do as a jungler. Very easy transition to top side. Gangplank already low health. Ning pretty much just comes in for the chilling smite and the 360 gold. It's like, thank you, I will take that.
Next person that says better jungle win. Imagine just a situation where you're Olaf, you're out on the map, and all 3 lanes are losing. Or in this case, you're Olaf, you're out on the map, and then just top instantly won the lane for himself, no matter the matchup, and Rookie's doing fine for himself too.
It's a 50 CS lead in the top side with 1 game.
Oh, we're getting a good helicopter camera. Let's move in a little bit closer as Olaf was the impending doom here.
Let's see how Ning gets the assist. Was the chilling smite. Well played.
He didn't even get the axe hit. He literally smited him. That's how easy. That's how hard it is. The hard life of a jungler.
Yeah, but you know that's 50% extra gold on kill. That's great. As a jungler, you should always do that. It looks cheeky. It looks like a kill steal, but it's good for your team. You should do it. Keep doing it.
Speaking of, yeah, Post, you're going to have to get up out of there. Having a difficult time versus Rookie. Here comes Ning, another helicopter camera.
Does that flash?
Oh, so close. I would have loved it. But Ning's got to get out of there now, because if he gets slowed, oh, thank the Lord, he's fine.
He still has Ragnarok. He's fine. He's fine.
But you still don't want to use Ragnarok, right? I'm just a little concerned for the man. He's going to be fine. He's moving back to his team, so massive base up top side. I think Vladimir is going to keep up on the lane there. Should be fine for Invictus Gaming.
And IG tick all the boxes. Bot lane doesn't die early. Yeah, Ning does put himself in some interesting positions earlier on, but he's saved by WE's engage on the Infernal Drake. And it's at the point where if IG find that big engage they're looking for, I expect them to completely wipe the floor for WE. WE have no front line. Their kite potential does rely a lot on that Gangplank being in shape, which he's not. So I think honestly it's just, we're just waiting for that big team fight. We want to see that picturesque fight that IG's composition can really throw onto WE.
The Shy just lying in wait here. The lane assignments here for Team WE has actually put Xie on the top side of the map, which means that Invictus Gaming will net another dragon here. It's going to be a mountain dragon. And let's roll that dice. I'm going to ask you the most meaningless question. What's the next dragon going to be?
It's going to be Infernal.
All right.
Because it's Ning.
Your job is on the line here.
No!
You're off the desk.
Who's coming in next? Who's going to replace me?
I can solo cast. I'm a play-by-play color caster, and I don't need no other person to be right next to me.
I like the way how we're picking our casters is literally by the most meaningless thing on the map.
Yeah.
Guess the next Drake. If you get wrong, like the floorboard just opens and you're off.
I need to rely on you, all right? You can't just be saying the wrong damn dragon. Anyways, back to the most meaningful part of the map. It's the mid lane. Mystic trying to at least get some pushback mid lane because they can't lose this much priority on the map. 17 minutes into the game, it would just mean that they would move towards LeBlanc in the top side. LeBlanc's actually in the most poor position, I would say. Just got to catch yourself because their team's not very strong, and even though she's pushing up Lissandra still has ultimate, can set up for an interesting gank top.
I mean, all the risk is really being handled by Mystic and Missing right now. They have no tower behind them. They're still willing to try and push up the lane consistently, and they're saying, you know, if IG do find an engage, at least only one of us is going to die. So that's their strategy right now to drag the game out.
Well, Beishong's coming in to help him. I think Rookie is a little suspicious, but yeah, he has ultimate. Let's just take a look. He got the cannon minion. Get out of here.
Worth.
Nabbed it and ran right out like the true thief, all right? But at the same time, the Shy getting the bottom lane tower, so Rookie recognizing that the Shy is doing so well bot side. I mean, something's happening. We'll see at some point, all right? Don't spoil it for us, all right? Okay, Missing already down because Clement decided to just tell him. But that means that mid lane tower immediately the next target. They need the next wave, which will take some time, but Invictus Gaming getting the pick on Missing. Huge.
And that was the play we were talking about. Like, Mystic is taking all the risk here. He does sacrifice his support in the meantime. Also burns his flash for it. So next Tomorrow's not going to be better for WE. That's what I'm
Wait a
saying.
minute, what?
It's going to take a very, very long time for this Gangplank to ever be online. He's already
Is
2
it
levels
not
down.
now? Is right now? It feels like it's definitely. I think it's today. I don't think it's tomorrow. I think they're currently having a tough time right now.
Yep.
Look, I'm sorry, Beishan.
It's not,
I don't
come
think
on,
you
you
want
can do
this.
it.
Get him! Oh, they even have Tom Kench. There's no way the Shy outplays this. Okay. He was actually so close to his Crimson Rush. Oh, heal would have been so nasty. He would have been able to at least hold his own for a little bit longer. And then there you go. I mean, the Shy died bot side, but he's already putting out so much pressure that vision control from Invictus Gaming is already being leveraged towards Baron. 50 seconds until Baron comes right back up. Take a look at this, because it wasn't already impressive the first time around. The Shy just says, all right, screw it, I'm going in. What you doing in that bush?
Yeah, the Shy doesn't even care. He knows he's going to be hit by the first barrel, but no ultimate from Pose, nothing to really stop the initiation from the Shy. Trades flash for flash. Pretty simple pickup on the end. It's a good move on Beishan to be here this quickly, or else Tides of Blood, Crimson Rush.
Took a look at how close he was until his next Crimson Rush. That was pretty damn close, all right? Tom Kench probably wouldn't have been able to save you out of that one.
Yeah, even the pool would have bought enough time for the Shy to swing that. Mystic no flash.
Okay. Invictus Gaming are looking straight towards this tower, though, so there's no way Mystic and Missing can hold them back here. It's been interesting. 1-3-1 here from WE, and even though it's been netting minions underneath Xie, so he's close to being able to hit the 200 minion mark. It's not beneficial. They've been losing so much pressure mid lane.
This is the insane thing about Invictus Gaming. You can match them on one side of the map, and then post 20 minutes, you look at your top side and you say, oh wait, we already lost the game. Like, it's actually unsalvageable at this point. Just the too many win conditions locked onto one team is what Invictus Gaming are. Sometimes they trip up on it, sometimes they play very recklessly, but at the end of the day, you have to admit that just raw talent-wise, they're so far ahead of most teams in the LPL.
Yep. They'll just hit you on that one alone, and it's going to be Post hoping that the next game we randomly see Duke come in. Just so at least he has the laning phase. And it's always like tongue-in-cheek. Duke is not a bad player, but if you're right next to the best top laner in the world, really what we're trying to say is at least Post have some breathing room in the early laning phase. I think that's all he's asking for. It's not much to ask for, but he needs something. You can already see vision control bot side being cleared out. Lissandra having the ability to either collapse on bottom lane or push out mid lane. It's a nice added leverage. Only problem being, I think she wants to be top side, so wants to move towards Baron buff.
And they have a lot of catch potential with that composition. W is really going to struggle to even walk close to this area of the map. They do have hawk shots and only one trinket so far.
I just think that control ward that's being used right now next towards the Raptor camp can be better leveraged towards the Baron buff area. If it was dug in a little bit deeper into the blue side jungle, it would be a little bit nicer. That being said, looks like it's going to be a 1v1 as Jackie Love tries to trade back. He has, you know, some life steal, so he's going to be fine. We even have the helicopter camera bottom lane as Vladimir is just threatening GP. Sending with him like a good eviction notice, getting away from his own tower. At the same time, Invictus Gaming are on it. I mean, what are you going to do? They have a Mountain Dragon too with a Callista, so if you don't come soon, Callista Ren's going to get the job done.
Beishan, can you find your way into the Baron pit? That's a big question. Can you do what Condi did?
Nope. That's going to be hard. No, at least he survives this one. He probably spoke a little bit too soon. Thankfully, he's... All right, we're going to see who gets picked off as Rookie. Gets a lot of damage down on him. Mystic found a way into the fight, and it might just be Rookie.
They're going to find him.
That was such a sick outplay. And now it's Baolang needed to back away. Oh, Mystic is going to be
Pop on the
saved
Shy
here by Missing. And it's going to see that flank from Post, but it's a little bit too late as the entirety of WE are just getting blown away.
That's about as good as WE could have started. Great turnaround from Mystic. Great chain to find Rookie out in the middle of everyone. And then you remember the Shy still exists on the map. And you hang your head in sorrow.
Yeah.
That's actually what Beisang's name means. It means sorrow.
Oh no, that's a bad time to find that out. Post had probably the most sorrowful game. The saddest game. There's still a best of 3 here, so with Team WE losing out this early to Invictus Gaming, you got to see some bangs on Mystic, some heart from Xie. But they're going to have to fight back because Invictus Gaming putting themselves on match point. Are they going to really take this one on? Please end it for me. Game 1 goes over to Invictus Gaming.
23-minute game from IG, and their motto is we never do overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, book your reservations in those restaurants. We're going to be out of the venue by 7 p.m. sharp.
Oh my God! At least the caretakers will have some time, and people will be able to get on the streets before the actual midday traffic, I suppose. But we'll have to see. I mean, Team WE, they have heart. They push teams to game 3s. Going through those big old doors that they've gone through time and again in Xi'an, they have the ability to fight back. You saw what Mystic can accomplish, and also Rookie making some weird individual misplays. But even if that's the case, Rookie and Ning aside, it's scary to say that with players making mistakes in this game, they were still so dominant and able to end this one 23 minutes in.
And you honestly have to give props to the Shy. That's just how good of a top laner he was. In the first wave, I thought that was so well controlled. He had the CS lead and the wave at the perfect position to avoid the early gank. And later on, when Poe's already expended two of his ultimates, the cannon barrage, toward the bot side of the map, he was sitting there with the 58 CS lead. You have to remember, this is not a lane-dominant Keystone Mastery rune combination for the Shy. It's a teamfight-oriented Mastery with him taking Phase Rush. And he says, I don't need the Airy. I'm still going to just blow up on your face. And this is just, I don't know. Like, IG, you honestly feel like it's so hard to climb that mountain when the Shy is just that dominant in lane. WE were overwhelmed.
That was Team WE's strategy coming into the season, was being able to pick up talented players. Pose was your talented player.
Yes.
They already had like Mystic and CA. You don't need to change anything. You just need to make the facilitator strong enough to get them to the late game. If you're a coach or a management, anything, you're like looking at that and say, check it, throw them in there. We're going to have at least a successful early parts of the season because we have talented players. They go up against Invictus Gaming that have everything. And I don't know how they end up coming back into this one. You need to tell me. How does Team WE come into this series and have some bite back in their step?
So the top side of the map, I think, just in terms of player strength, it's not going to happen. I think Ning just had such a good read on base on wherever he was on the map, excluding from the first kill. But the rest of it was really, really good. The Shy is going to be dominant, so I really think that leaves you with only one lane, and I think you know which lane that is, and that's going to be the one in the bot side.
The bot lane is going to be our
Daddy
focus.
Mystic, please
Daddy
carry.
Mystic. Oh, no! All right, let's see if he can hold that responsibility, but I know he's a responsible human being going into Game 2. Can WE come back in Xi'an? We'll see after the break.
稳点，老高稳点。
你们别急，他们顶不住了。
我在3个，谁顶得住呀？
完了，手有点酸，今天。
你手酸什么？
昨天操作几盘一的瑞尔有点累。
你们手最累的人是林凯，看完鞋子寡妇，一直要按 Q，
按 Q 有什么累？不是，按 Q 不累是右手操作鼠标的比较累。
那我玩也这眼一直 Q，
真的。
你那个还有间隔，我那个刷也要一直啊。
林凯，而且他会这样，
一直按，对啊，一直按。
离近一点，明凯。
没有那么快，别搞，
快了，
别搞，没那么快。
你就这样按的。明凯按的声音很大很逗，听他键盘声音就知道在刷野。
陈丹加油！
啊，
怎么了？紧张吗？
啊，没有啊。
紧张吗？
啊，开心，还好。这边看一下。
OK， 我要听。
看一下这边。看一下。我死了。
稳一点吧，呢。搞定吗？
我有 Q。
走吧，真的走就可以了，走可以了。
走。
送了，好的。
可以，走。你中吗？走，分闪了，
不用管我，
稳点。我要听老高稳点。
不用急啊，看下，那可以。错，我吃你拆塔吧，7个死了拆塔吧。OK， A 塔吧，交呢。
我踢过来吧，加3000块。
杀他。 哎，走。
一级没闪的，一级没闪的。
哦，不用了，我虚弱。哎，吸血。我没吃，兄弟。0秒。
哎，你没闪，对面。
没关系，拆塔就好了。我没事，不用管我，拆塔就赢，赢就赢，算了。把他杀了吧，别人。
好，错，老弟。
不会死，这么急。
哎呦，
妖姬。OK， 要安排他吗？
安排。
OK， nice， 就这样，我们稳稳的打，
稳稳的赢，
一点事都没有。
用憋气就这么破就行。
OK，
他们顶不住了。
我感觉要是包括他们，
对他们顶不住了。
那他说话好温柔。
我找绝 poke， 你们再看。
我这么用大刀 poke 一下吧。
可以。
他们没血，光 C 没血，回来。哎，打架，可以打了，多打了吗？再试吧。哎，
没闪，
阿卡丽，阿卡丽，阿卡丽，杀，我2秒1个，我去阿卡丽，一波，可以 ，nice，
我有1Q 闪，3六9注意跟我，
拆塔，
我有1Q 闪，他出来我就1Q 闪了，你注意看我。
我也能帮。
上，杀，nice，王子 MVP，nice， 王子 MVP，
乱杀，还行。
哎，我走了，兄弟，我跟你玩了
，nice，
对吧？你也太猛了 ，nice。
没有人来唱首 rap 让我清醒一下。
哟，
你出来。
我说小天，你说6。
我们下了2个出来，中国人出来，韩国人表演一下。
小天来表演一段鼠来宝，小天。
表演一下 rap 让我清醒一下。
鼠来宝吗？
只有 Crispy 会鼠来宝吗？
来段鼠来宝就行了。
对你来段鼠来宝就行。
来，松松给大家表演一段。
不好意思。
希望今天刘劲松不要把大伙逗乐。
不会啊，刘劲松都不讲话了。
哎，中路别开了，
慢点，密躲。
我踢了后面。
慢点。打赢了。
他死。卡面死，
慢点，能打，他们都残血。
卡面死了，
慢点，一波，加油，兄弟们！
看硬币哥发挥了，
我伤疤尽力了，我中路已经不行了，我婢女没了，那我真的没了，完了下个版本没有我的婢女，那就玩什么？
你还有个婢女，我什么都没有，我什么都不会。
开始了，
你还有个卡莎，来吧，
卡莎，
这波应该要打起来了。
往左边拉一下，往左边拉。
哎，硬币哥看到这个眼没？
我接替，打下，我先打，可以先打。
我这3个，
慢点，先打。
慢点。
先打这个。
治疗。
慢点。
没事，
他们打不动，
100。
好，可以。
哎，2秒1，别，我没进啊。nice， 哎，小天他没闪到。
可以上，打得好，兄弟们，下一步加油，慢慢来，打得好。
开团吧。
完了，
把焦烟顶走，我们打龙。
完了，
打龙。哎，先上 AD 死了。
赵信。
下去一个人帮他打 ，nice。
毙了，
监视到了，可以杀。
可以一波吗？
不可以，
一波应该不太好。
nice，我也电网，已经输不了了。
好，加油！看一下 AD，没事，上了。
哎 ，TB 走吧，先打，
不用吧。
赵信。
慢点，你们就打前面的。看一下我开手。哎，这个瑞子，
瑞子死了。
nice，
慢慢打，可以一波。
点打，先点打。不要杀人。这鬼也太猛了。
哎，点
，nice，打，
点
兄弟们，2秒1，别吧，可以，够了 ，nice，林队长卡一下这啊，早点学，我们不是赢了吗？这么怕他们？
那学个德莱文谁顶得住呀？